What's going on, guys? Liam here, and today we're recapping round 8 of the 2023 NRL season, and damn, it was a good one, and damn, it was a long one. It's Tuesday, man. I feel like the games that got played on Thursday were a month ago. I went back and looked through my notes for them, and I was like, God damn, that was a really long week of footy, but I'm not complaining, man, and we've got footy again in a couple days' time. How good? Absolutely love it. And then Magic Round the week after that. It's going to be awesome. So today I'm just going to be going over each game individually, thoughts on it, just going over all the stats, a couple bets we won, had a really good weekend on the punt actually, which was really good, and talk about footy. I'm so sick of watching shows and listening to the radio and all that stuff, and all they're doing is talking about what the Tigers should do with their future. All this hip drop nonsense. Can we just talk about footy, man? Like, that Broncos-Parramatta game, like, there was some of the coolest stuff happening in that game. That man flicked to Reynolds, like, the RCG hit on Ricky, all that. Like, there was so much cool stuff in that game. It was such a brilliant game, and all anyone's talking about is hip drops. I'm like, come on, man. So if you want to hear someone talk about footy, drop me a subscribe. I drop team list videos, preview and post-game interviews as well, reviews as well. So let's get into it. So I'll go over each game really quickly, then we'll have a quick look at the ladder, and then we'll go into each game individually. I'll try and knock this out pretty quick for you guys so you're not spending 3 hours listening to me dribble. How about that? Rabbitohs-Panthers, what a cracker. That was such a good game. Got a lot of thoughts on that one. Broncos too good for the Eels. Bulldogs just a little thin for the Sharkies. Cowboys get a much-needed win against the Knights. Dolphins, what a comeback against the Titans. West Tigers so close against the Sea Eagles. Roosters scrape home against the Dragons. And then we have the Storm just nudging out the Warriors. And Raiders and Jack Whiten off to the Bunnies. Damn. If anyone knows how much they paid for him, drop it in the comments. Someone told me $600K, which just can't be right because he got offered 1.1 from the Raiders. So I'd love to hear if anyone knows what he got paid, because that just does not sound right at all. Let's have a quick look at the ladder now. Broncos streaking out ahead, not only in points, but they're just so far ahead in points differential as well. So they're really flying high. Warriors, if they won this game, actually would have been in second place, but take a bit of a dive down to 7th. Panthers with the loss, a little bit of separation from the top there, but they should be fine. And Bunnies shoot up into 4th. Damn, it's crazy what a win can do. Titans drop out of the 8, unfortunately. Knights drop out as well. What were they? Maybe they were just out, but they've dropped down a little bit as well. About to fall into this pack of doom, which is the Eels, Dragons, Cowboys, Raiders and Bulldogs. So West Tigers still on the bottom there, but quite a bit of movement. Obviously, not a huge amount of points from, say, 3rd to 16th. Like, literally, it's absolutely crazy that 4 points separates 3rd to 16th. Absolutely nuts. I've said it before, this is the best. It's the closest season we've ever had. Record crowds, record attendance at the games. We've got massive ratings. I think it's record ratings in the on Fox Sports and stuff as well. So the game's in good shape, man. I'm absolutely loving it. And the game's so good. This is why I don't know why everyone's talking about hip drops and stuff. Like, shut up. Can we not just acknowledge how good the game's going at the moment? Like, shut up. I'm sick of hearing them talk about what the Tigers should do with their front office. Like, let's just talk about all the good stuff all these other teams are doing, and West Tigers will get this stuff together. All right, I actually want to start with the Warriors game, and then we'll go back to Thursday night, because this game just finished, and it's like fresh on my mind. And I want to give a massive rap to the Warriors. Like, man, they played so good. So why this, even though they lost this game, why this was so good from the Warriors is Storm have dropped a couple games this year, maybe even 3, but they played terrible in those games. Warriors were dominating this game while the Storm were playing really good. Like, Storm were playing really good in this game, and Warriors were winning at half-time, were better than this too. Like, this, they should have been up by more than that. I think they got the butt end of a few bad calls. Again, I don't talk about refs and stuff like that, but I think they definitely got the tough end of a few calls, and man, they were just unlucky. Like, Sean Johnson kicked a little better. They would have been right in this. They were right in this. They could have really got this one home. And not only that, it was just they ended up with no players, no interchanges left. They lost key players. They lost Tohu, Harris, really key. And they were down 2 players to come in. They were missing their 9 and their 6. Like, how good are the Warriors going, man? So Warriors fans, you got nothing to hang your heads with here. This was brilliant from you guys. You guys went down to Amy Park with very close to full strength Melbourne. I know they got a couple players out, Paps and stuff, and you stuck it to them, and you were winning this game for a long time. Dominated it physically, got out on the outside of them. Just incredible. Better completion rate than them. Come on, man. Like, you guys killed it. So good to see the Warriors. I always say the comp's better when the Warriors are going good and when the Broncos are going good, because, I don't know, it's just good, strong Kiwi team, good, strong Queensland team. New South Wales teams are always going to be in and up there. Melbourne's always strong. It just creates a better balance, It sort of sucks when it's just all Sydney teams killing it, even though I'm from Sydney. But let's have a look at this. I haven't looked over these stats a whole heap, guys. I was literally just finished watching the game, so I'm going through these with you as well. Apologise for the not doing a whole heap of research for this one or anything like that. It's just, I just thought I'd get this out, pump it out, and we'll see how we go. So Warriors, so Storm definitely won the run meters. They won the post contact. Big Nelson was incredible. Warriors, especially for about 60 minutes, were winning the ruck. They were much faster at playing the ball, even though they weren't getting quite the distance on their sets. They were still just ultra quick to play the balls. It was really good to watch, man. It was just such a good game of footy. Like, it was high quality, but there was offloads, there was big hits. This was sick, man. This was so good to watch. Plenty of 5 of these offloads were from Big Nelson. Go figure. Kicks 22 to 20, 24 to 23. Kicking meters. Look at that. Sean Johnson settled down. Massive 40-20 in the first half from Cam Munster. Warriors were destroying them at the start, and then that really swung it round. They scored a try. So Munster was enormous in this game. I don't know how he didn't get man of the match. I mean, he scored a couple tries and ended up getting it, but look at this. Like, missed tackles, this was just a close game. Plenty of errors from the Storm. Very, very good from the Warriors. That's brilliant, man. This is not Warriors football. Well, old Warriors of the last few years, because Melbourne played good, man. Like, if Melbourne would have beat this Warriors team 70-0 last year, like, that's how good Melbourne played. Like, Melbourne were brilliant, and Warriors just stuck it to them. It was so good to watch. Ruck infringements 3 each, and all interchanges used, and just big ups to the. I want to have a look at some of these stats. Josh King, I thought he was average, but yeah, he did tackle his butt off. Nick Meaney, probably the best game I've seen him play. Justin Nolan was brilliant. Harry Grant, I feel like he solid. Like, he pretty much won them the game, but I feel like, especially in the first half when the Warriors are on top, I feel like he sometimes tries too hard, but still so solid. And Fanua Blake, mate, I can't remember it. Look, 177 run meters. Like, are you kidding? And just had to play all these extra minutes because they had no backups. Latelli was. Man, he was brilliant, man. It was such a good performance. Have a quick look at the team list. Yeah, Meady was brilliant. Warbrick, not too bad. Like, just, I feel like he doesn't impact the line. Like, he's massive. I feel like he should hit the line like a Coates or like a Selwyn Cobbo or something like that. He just seems to get hit and held and knocked back and stuff like that. But solid game though. Remy Smith was okay. Olam was decent. Xavier Coates had some brilliant moments. Munster's Munster. He's on his own level. Hughes, solid. Welsh had a good second stint. But Big Nelson was a difference. And genius stroke by Bellamy, putting him on the bench. If they started Nelson, Warriors were on top for that first 15, 20 minutes, and I don't think there's anything Nelson could have done. Like, they just didn't have field position and stuff. That really would have taken away Nelson's impact and stuff like that. So bringing him on 20, 25 minutes in when the Warriors were a bit tired, and he just went berserk. And, brilliant. Man, Bellamy, man, he's a beast. Montoya was really good. Who else? Kossi was brilliant. Dylan Walker filling in at number 6, so good. Sean Johnson's first half was brilliant. Little quiet in the second half, but not his fault. Just no field position and stuff like that. Freddie Lussick's service out of dummy half was brilliant. Tavanga unfortunately injured. That's gonna, man, poor Warriors, man. This sucks because Warriors didn't get the win, and they've lost some key players as well. So I hope for their sake that they don't now go on a little skid, because it'll just really they could. Let's just say they do lose the next few games, and I'm praying they don't. Warriors fans, don't think I'm like ripping on your team here. I was praying that you guys won that game, but if they go on a bit of a skid here, they could get gapped by these teams, and a few of these teams here, with just because they've got a ton of injuries, could really creep up past them, and then all of a sudden they could be 12th or 13th again like that, and then it's like, it's almost like last year, and they're so much better than last year. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But Tohu Harris was so good in the first half, and it looks like he's re-aggravated that injury, so he might be out for a minute. Thought Curran was brilliant when he came on, and Bunty as well. He's sick, man. He's just such a good player. And but yeah, for me, Nakora was brilliant too. You notice his impact straight away. Nakora and Neokora, I reckon they're the two best line running second rows in the game. They're so good, man, both those guys. And Nakora from the Sharkies, absolutely brilliant. But what a game. Both teams were brilliant. And man, I'm just praying the Warriors can keep players on the park and keep it up, because the start they've had, they deserve to play finals footy this year. They 100% deserve it, and I'm really hoping they do. All right, Panthers Bunnies. Now, this happened such a long time ago, I can barely remember what happened, but we'll do our best here. All right, so pretty damn good game, and while this was huge for the Bunnies, right, like this game is actually a nothing game. Like, this isn't going to affect where they finish on the ladder. Both these teams are going to play finals this year, blah, 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 blah. But why this is a huge game is because the Bunnies have now beaten Penrith. They haven't beaten them in like 12 games or something like that. And if they meet in the finals now, at least now they can go, well, we've beaten them. We can. Like, if they went to if they met them in the finals again this year, and like, man, we haven't beaten these dudes in 14 games, you just have that doubt in your head. You're like, damn, like, can we actually even beat this team? Like, what are we doing here? Now they can, like, it was like Parramatta last year, right? Parramatta, even though they lost easy games, they shouldn't have this, that, and the other. They went to the grand final, massive underdogs. They're like, we've beaten this team 3 times out of 4, or 2 times out of the last 3, or whatever it was. We can beat them. You know what I mean? And I know they got flogged in the grand final, but at least they went in there going, we can win. And this is huge for the Bunnies, sort of thing. So, with about, 10, 12 minutes to go, it was 18-10, I believe. And my daughter actually said, she wanted the Bunnies to win. And I was like, she's like, Panthers are going to win this one. I'm like, don't count them out. Don't count them out. I thought Penrith were going to win too, but... and then bang, bang, a couple of tries right at the end there. Latrell and Tass, absolutely brilliant. And terrible advice from me as well. I did a live on my TikTok before the game, talking about any time try scorers and who we're going to put down, and I said, just pick anyone but Latrell. Latrell always gets shut down by the Panthers, which they do. Like, they've the last 2 or 3 years, they've absolutely shut down Latrell. Like, I think the last time they played, Latrell ran for I think it was 40 metres. Like, they shut him down. So, yeah, but dead wrong. Latrell seems to have found another gear this year. He's somehow gone to another level. But let's have a quick look at the stats. Completion rate was good. Little low there from Penrith. I mean, it's not bad at all, but they're quite usually over 85 sort of thing. Run meters, they lost that. Post contact though, very good. I thought their ball running was really good, especially for a skinny front row. Plenty of tackle breaks, both teams. Average set distance. I mean, Penrith won it, but I feel honestly, they could have won. But I think if Fisher Harris is in this team, if it was Moses, because Moses was so good, and Fisher Harris and Moses, they're like Pistons. It's like bang, 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 and I feel like if Fisher Harris was playing here, they might have gapped him a little bit bigger in the first half, and probably would have been a little bit of a different game, but we don't know. Kick in, look at the kick meters, plenty there. Bunnies were kicking really long, and bombs, grubbers, effective tackles, pretty good. So yeah, and this is the thing. Bunnies beat Penrith, and Penrith played pretty damn good. So really, really good. I mean, that's pretty high for Penrith. They're normally around that 8 mark. So definitely Penrith can improve a little bit there. But Mitch Kenny I thought was solid. Dylan Edwards is brilliant. Crichton was just on another level. Johnson was great as well. But let's have a quick look at the team list. Yeah, Latrell was brilliant. Alex Johnson looked a little tentative at the start, but he was good. Campbell Graham killed it. Cody Walker's just so damn good, man. Arrow, I don't think he's a prop, but he's doing all right. Like he's doing he's doing the best he can with his frame. He's not the biggest lad in the world. Cam Murray, best game I've seen him play in a minute. And yeah, that was good. But yeah, Penrith played good. Isaiah Yeo was brilliant. Moses Leota was. I thought Luai and Cleary really looked like they wanted to do something, and Luai was running a lot, but he kept messing up. It wasn't his fault. He's just almost like that I said about Harry Grant a minute ago. It felt like he was just trying a bit hard to do something, and he'd sort of look around and then he'd be like trapped. And it's like, it's fifth tackle, bro. Like, put a terrible kick up or something, but he was trying, sort of thing. So, I mean, if all that stuff came off he tried, we'd be talking about how brilliant he is, but it didn't this week. And he cost his team a few just like if you just flicked it to Cleary instead, he would have just like found the perfect kick, and then they would have, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But can't blame a brother for trying. And as I said, Crichton and To'o were brilliant as well. So really, really good. Eels Broncos. Now Broncos, what was the halftime score? 22-6. I thought this was going to be 44-6. This is up in Darwin. I actually felt everyone was saying Parramatta was going to struggle with the heat. I felt like Broncos, Parramatta are good in the heat. Like everyone said that about Parramatta last year when they played the Cowboys in the semi-final in Townsville. Everyone was like, Parramatta aren't going to be playing the heat. Man, Cowboys faded. Like Parramatta forwards are so fit. They just punch. The Cowboys faded last year and Parramatta came over the top of them. Like Cowboys are winning in the second half. Parramatta came over the top. I thought this was the same. So 6-22, and then Parramatta put on 10 points, and Broncos put in 4 in the second half. So Parramatta won the second half. Real gutsy effort from Parramatta, I thought. Not good enough though. Like they were not good enough to win this game ever. And at no point did I think they were going to win the game. But I mean, look how putrid this is. 68% to 86. This was really good from Brisbane to see them. See them complete a bit better, because they've been winning games but completing poorly and playing errors from their back three and stuff like that. So, but yeah, they won up the middle. They really won that middle. So Flegler and Payne Haas definitely beat Junior Paulo and RCG. Post-contact meters, actually not too bad. Like Paulo and RCG weren't bad at all. Like they were brilliant. I just thought Flegler and Haas were a bit better. Average set distance, plenty there. Kick return meters, smoked them. But yeah, they really run the ruck. Like they were playing the ball really quickly. Kicking meters, plenty. So Reynolds kicking game, man. I said this in a TikTok video after. I said Broncos fans, pray to God that Adam Reynolds stays healthy, because his kicking game is dead set, winning you games. I said everyone's talking about Reece Walsh, Selwyn Colbo, Payne Haas. Bruh, I'm telling you, it's Reynolds winning you these games, man. I'm telling you, man. It's but yeah, pretty putrid tackle efficiency. Not putrid, but not great. This definitely has to be closer to high 80s. And missed tackles, look at that. It's just shocking. Absolutely shocking. But most of them would have been the first half, I'd say. But yeah, too many errors. And like I said, you've got to keep this under 10. 7's fine. You're going to have errors in the game, especially if you offload and stuff. But yeah, just not good enough from Parramatta. This was their measuring stick game. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Carrigan was okay. I don't think it was up to his high standards. Herbie was brilliant. Reece looked dangerous. But yeah, whoa, my ear just went funny. Started whistling. Clint was so good, man. He saved a try. Like, people that were saying Clint ain't the man, he's the man. He's so good. I'm not saying he's Latrell, I'm not saying he's Turbo, I'm not saying he's Teddy, I'm not even saying he's Dylan Edwards, but he's awesome. Sevo looked a little bit better. Will Penasini was good, but yeah, Russell and Bailey Simonson and Dylan Brown just has to be better. He just has to be better. Mitch Moses was pretty good. RCG was brilliant. He's out for a while now. from the hip drop from Payne Haas. Don't know, guys, I'm not going to talk about it. Junior was as good as he could be, just got shut down a little bit. Sean Lane, okay. Bryce Cartwright, I thought was pretty good. I think he's maxing out his ability. He's not a second rower, but I think he's playing pretty good. And I thought this dude, Matt Dory, when he came on, I thought he was brilliant, I thought he was really, really good. Hopgood, another hip drop thing, but Brendan Hands I think he's a little bit off being a genuine first grader, but he's going to be a really good number 9 for Parramatta for a long time if they can keep him. And then, Corey Oates is out for a minute. Tony Staggs I thought was brilliant. Herbie was good. Selwyn Cobbo was okay. Actually, Selwyn Cobbo was brilliant in the first 20 minutes. Kick returned hard. He was trying to hurt people. It was really, really good. I don't know what got under his skin, but he was brilliant. I was actually really impressed with him. A couple of errors late in the game, stuff like that, but that seems to be what he does. Payne was brilliant. Flegler was pretty good. Kurt Catewell quiet. Ricky quiet. And Carrigan, like I said, not quite up to his super high standards, but pretty damn good. And I actually thought Marty DePau was really good off the bench. I actually thought Parramatta were going to get Marty DePau this year. I thought they had a deal inked, but Broncos got him, and he's doing exactly what I thought he would do for Parramatta for the Broncos. He's just coming on 20, 25 minutes, hit, tackle, spin, tackle, spin, tackle, tackle, tackle. You know what I mean? He's put the offload away, just play it, run hard, tackle hard for 25 minutes, go off. You're a big body, you're a strong guy. You know the game, and he's doing a really good job of it for the Broncos. So everyone was saying it was a bad buy. I thought it was brilliant. You know what I mean? It's perfect. You can just take you can give Payne Haas a bit of a rest. You know he's still a big body. He can tackle hard and run hard, and Payne Haas comes on fresher, and he's more active. Sharkies, Bulldogs. Now this game was really tough on the eyes. Will Kennedy, absolutely brilliant, 3 tries. Nico Hines with the boot, 5 from 5, brilliant, plus a penalty goal. 1 point field goal as well. Everyone that picked them 13 plus would have been stoked. I know a lot of people message me and goes, thank God for Hines, he had him 13 plus. Now, as far as we go, I think they've changed these stats because I was watching these live, right? I was watching these stats live, and average set distance, because I was saying Bulldogs middle is so not what we're used to with Bulldogs middles. Like even when Bulldogs haven't been a good team, their middles have always been beasts. Their middles, I know they've got injuries, but you got to play with what you play. And that's why you have 30 players and not 17. Their middles were soft as baby shit. Like they were getting pumped through the middle. So this number here, up until the 70th minute, was 28 metres. They were averaging 28 metres a set up until the 70th minute. And then I didn't check this right at the very end of the game, but at the end of the game it was about 31, and then somehow now it's 34. I think they've I don't know if they changed something after or whatever, but they were literally averaging about 30 metres max a set. So you got 6 tackles to run, and you've got 10 metre distance, and they were only that's pretty bad, man. That's terrible. They were getting. Their forwards just cannot make metres. They kept getting pumped. And that's where obviously Karaz and Addo Carr would normally come in and help out, get a couple quick pumps and then quick play the ball. Then their forwards can play off that a little bit. But that just wasn't there. And, man, I'm real worried about what's going to happen to the Doggies over the next few weeks, man. I think it's going to be rough. And not only that, this number here was nearly 50. I mean, I don't know, these numbers just crept in. I don't know, maybe at the end of the game maybe the stats during the game aren't super accurate or whatever, and they sort of recalibrate them after or something. But this was nearly 50. So this was nearly 30, and this was nearly 50. You know what I mean, for 70 minutes. So Sharkies are making 50 metres. They're only making 30. It's pretty obvious who's going to win the game if you're making that many more metres than a team every single set. Absolutely nuts. But. Play the balls are pretty. I think the Doggies played as good as they could play. They've just got so many. I'm not piling on the Doggies here, though. I think they did as good as they could do. I think they'd be pretty happy with that score, to be honest. I thought this could have got messy real quick. Having said that, Sharkies were pretty damn average. Let's have a look at the area. 13 errors. That's not great. That's not good enough from the Sharks. Plenty of penalties conceded as well. Stuff like that. So they just. at no point did anyone, even Doggies fans, think that the Doggies were going to win this. But they were never out of it either. Like the Sharks just weren't that good. But I thought McInnes was real good. Mulatalo needs some. I think he blew a lot of people's multis, man. He blew a lot of people's multis. Because a lot of people had him in as try scorer. I actually was going to go Will Kennedy and Mulatalo, and when he crossed over, I was like, I was pissed off. I was like, oh man, I wish I put that multi down, and he put his hand out. Couldn't believe it. But anyway, what do you do? And Hines is always brilliant, sort of thing. So, team lists, yeah. So I thought Hayes was pretty damn good. Did what he could do. Alamotti, rocks and diamonds. He did some brilliant things. He did some horrible things. Burton was pretty. I actually didn't mind this reversal. Flanagan at 6, Burton at 7. Not perfect, but it was all right. Reid Marnie, man, last week and this. I think he might last week, mate. He was terrible. I think it might have shot his confidence a little bit because he was awful. No, sorry, he wasn't that bad this game. He was awful last week. He didn't seem himself this game and didn't seem his normal fiery self. So, yeah, I don't know if something's happened to him. I thought Jacob Preston was pretty damn good. He made some really desperate tackles. Joshy Reynolds wasn't too bad off the bench either. But Hamlin Ueli, unstoppable in this game. He was brilliant. I really like Oregon Kafusi as well. I think he's... I really like how... Like, Royce Hunt is probably a slightly better prop than Oregon. But I really like he's just definitely 100% good enough to be a starting prop. But I really like keeping him, Royce Hunt, on the bench for that extra little bit of punch. This guy here too, this Thomas Hazelton, he was pretty good, man. He made one terrible error. And then besides that, he was good. He was real good. How old's this kid? Let's have a quick look. Must be young. Age 20. He's 24? I've never seen him before. I thought they said he was debutant or something. Like, not debutant, but I thought this was his first year. So maybe he's just a late bloomer, I don't know. Having said that, back in the day, props and, big props didn't really get blooded like 18, 19 years old. You know what I mean? Like, props used to get blooded a little bit later in life just because sending an 18-year-old... I guess maybe men are just mature and a bit younger now. Like, I see 18-year-olds walking down the street now, I'm like, holy shit. Like, that dude's massive. Sort of thing. So, back in the day, like, I see pictures of us when we were 18 and I was the biggest guy... my grade and stuff like that. And I look back now, I'm like, damn, I wasn't that big. Like, I thought I was back then, but compared to the kids these days, man, nah, man, I was not big at all. But yeah, it's a bit hard on the eyes this game, and I dare say Sharkies probably would have played a bit better if they had played in a little bit of stiffer competition. Doggies, hold your heads up. You've played as good as you could. It's just down on troops. It's tough. Knights Cowboys. Now this game right here, Ponga's return. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. I honestly think if Ponga wasn't playing in this game, Knights win. And I'm not saying that Kalen Ponga played bad. It's just if you watch Knights games over the past 4 or 5 weeks, they've played as a team. And then if I went back and watched the last 10 minutes of it, so maybe I was just being biased or something like that. And then I watched it again. I'm like, no, I was right. Like, they kept, like, where's Kalen? Oh, there he is. They'd have a good, someone make a big run, quick play the ball. Where's Kalen? And they'd throw it to Kalen and it just didn't work. And then Val Holmes just destroyed them. But let's have a look at these stats, see if I was right. To be honest, like, Cows were well and truly on top, completed better, I believe. Yeah, they run for plenty more metres, not quite as many post-contact. Average set distance, look at that, 51 metres. Play the ball speed, lightning quick from both. That's quick, man. Like, if you can get close to 3 seconds, you're fast. That's really, really fast. But let's have a look at these errors. Where are they? Missed tackles, 21. Look at that. How bad is that? 47 missed tackles from the Cowboys. So bad. And errors, 14. Yeah, there you go. So they did have more errors. But yeah, this is just, this is a strange one. It's weird because Kalen didn't play bad, but I just honestly felt if Tyson Gamble was there in those last 10 minutes, and Kalen's better than Tyson, but I just feel like they would have got it done. And I'd love to hear what you guys think of this as well, but Drinkwater just doesn't look like he did last year. Neither does Hiku. Val Holmes, brilliant. Kyle Felt had a pretty good game. Tom Dearden doesn't look like he did last year. Chad Townsend doesn't look like he was last year. McLean doesn't. He's been injured though, so he can pass. Reece Robson is pretty solid, but Callan Hess was actually pretty good. Nanai definitely doesn't look like he did last year. Neither does Ruben Cotter. I don't know what's happened to this game. I know they won, but like they just do not look like the same team as they did last year. I just can't really put my finger on what it is, but none of them are everyone but Valentine Holmes is playing worse than they did last year. Straight up. They just are. Every single player on this roster is playing worse than they did last year, except for Valentine Holmes. And then what? If the Parramatta Broncos game was a game of two halves, so was this. Half time, 26-0? No, 26-6. So they scored 26 points, late try for the Dolphins, and then just Dolphins just incrementally scored tries in the second half, 47, 50 mark, 64, 74, and they got the dub. It was just so weird to watch, and it was so bad. It was weird because they won possession, but they had no possession in the literally at half time. This would have been like 75 to 25% possession, and then the second half would be the other way around, and it worked out to be like this. It was bizarre, but it was very. This is the weird thing about it. It was very even. Like the Titans' first half was pretty much as dominant as Dolphins' second half was. They were just swapped. It was so weird. Look at this. They both completed at the same rate. Like, how weird is that? You know what I mean? But the Dolphins won the run meters. Post-contact, won there too. What else we got? Tackle breaks, 43. Look at this. Just terrible defence for both teams. Both teams should be ashamed of that. That's average of 50 run meters on every single set is horrible. Both teams need to tidy up their deep. This honestly, it was exciting, but Dolphins sucked in the first half and Titans sucked in the second half. So even though it was a close, they gave the illusion of a good game, but it was actually terrible. Like me personally, I know people probably would have been entertained, but I was struggling not to check my phone throughout the game. And then, obviously the last 5-10 minutes was pretty awesome because it was close. But yeah, it was pretty putrid from both teams. If I have to be honest, I mean, tackle efficiency pretty average from both. Missed tackles terrible from both. It was not great. Even the penalties are even. Penalties conceded, rucking for. But yeah, no. I think both teams should almost just scrap that one and say, we need to be better. Oh, the poor old Tigers. I'm not going to lay into you Tigers fans. I love you. I'm showing nothing but support to you. I'm not going to tell you how to run your footy club and all this like everyone else. Just keep fucking slugging away. You'll get a win there. You guys were better. You guys were better than Manly here. And let's have a look at the stats. I think they might back up what I'm saying. I haven't checked these. Better completion rate, more time in possession, more runs, more all run meters, more post contact meters, one less line break, tackle breaks. They won. Average set distance. They won. They won everything. They were better. I dead set think they were better. Manly just know how to win, and Tigers. Sometimes when you just lose a lot of games, and because then you don't blow teams away. Every game you get in is an arm wrestle, and when you haven't won games in a while, you forget how to win. You forget how to ice a game. It's so weird, but it's a thing. It is genuinely a thing. Forgetting how to win. I know you wouldn't think it, but it generally is. Let's keep going down. Kick defusals, tackle efficiency. Look, it's pretty even. Errors, I mean, you're a better team there as well. I conceded more penalties, but it's only really the one thing you lost. Like, the Tigers were better, and keep playing like that, guys, and you'll win a game. Trust me, you'll win a game, definitely. This Buller guy I thought was pretty damn good. I thought Staines was good, Toto was good, Tupou was okay, Brendan Wakeham, Luke Brooks, Papali'i was better. Offrangao was a little bit better. I actually thought Twile had some all right moments. Olakawada was brilliant. Jakey was brilliant. Paseka was pretty worst I've seen him play in a while, but he's been so good. Cherry Evans, Schuster was effing terrible. He's not a 6, man. Put him in at 13, please. Just stop this. Just because he can play 6 doesn't mean he should. Ruben Garrick was really good. Turbo went off injured. I'm hearing it's not as bad as they first thought, so let's pray. Same as Brad Parker too. So let's move on to the next one. What a game. This was brilliant. This was absolutely brilliant. Roosters 26, Roosters 27, Dragons 26. So this was the final game of my 2K challenge. So I had, who did I have in this one? I had Sharks to win, and I had Manly to win, and I had Roosters to win. So I had $1,000 down on that. I was paying $1,000, so won $2,000. But yeah, I was a little nervous towards the end of that one. I thought Dragons were brilliant. They were really good. Actually hit a really good multi in this one as well. Someone put it in my comments. He just said Radley to score and Bird to score. And I never would have thought to put those two in a multi, but I thought about it. I'm like, Dragons' defense is pretty flimsy in the middle. I'm like, Jack Bird's playing on an edge. He runs hard. I'm like, I'm going to chuck that in. So the guy that put it in my video, I dropped it on the comment. I messaged him straight. I didn't message him. I commented back and said, it was $40 for those two to score. And I was like, geez, I'm on that. I didn't get it at 40. I got it at 34.50 or something like that. And bang bang in the first half, $50 down, won 1,700 just like that, which is brilliant. So. Victor scored in the 20th minute, and where did Bird score? 33rd. So 33 minutes in, was $1,700 up. It was brilliant, so good. But Dragons were good here, man. Completed better. They did lose it in the middle a little bit. Definitely lost the post contact. I thought the average sat distance would have been a little bit down for them. Kick return meters, Roosters were really good there. Average play the ball speed even, offloads 11 to 8, receipts 355 to 336, total passes, okay, dummy half, all right, kicks 16-18, kick in meters, damn, really good. Ben Hunt was atrocious in the first half. Honestly, I think a few people message, I reckon Ben Hunt's going to get him home. I reckon Ben Hunt was holding him back most of this game. He was awful. He was so bad in the first half. Came pretty good in the second half. He was pretty damn good. I wouldn't say he made up for it, but he was way better in the second half than he was in the first. He was awful. He was so bad in the first half. I was about to message back to my mate and go, he's going to pull their pants down. He's fucking... I was about to say, I think Ben Hunt's pants pulling days are over, brother, because it was so bad. But, they came good in the second half and made it a really good game. This was a good game to watch, man. It was... errors were pretty even. Penalties 8-4, damn, ruck infringements 2 each. But it was just a good game of footy to watch. Egan Butcher was great. Joey Manu at number 6 was interesting. Tautau Moga was good. He blew his shoulder as well, and they couldn't get him off for about 20 minutes. He's tried to catch a ball, he couldn't even lift his arm. Tough dude. But yeah, it was one of those games. It was Teddy was brilliant. He scored a try. Someone actually said as well, he said, Teddy's got to break his drought today. And I was like, yeah, I might chuck down him as any time try scorer as well. But then I'm like, I've got so many, I can't put him in as well. Momorowski had some good moments. Joey Manu, I thought was pretty good at 6. Luke Cleary slotting the field goal to get him up. Jared was brilliant. Lindsay was good. Egan Butcher was good. It's good to see Angus Crichton back. Shout out to him, getting over his mental health demons. Victor Adley was good as well. Tupanua, good to see him back in the tricolours as well. Jack Bird was brilliant in the second row. I think that's his position. Moses Zembai was pretty solid as well. Yeah, Ben Hunt, really poor first half, good second half. Alamotti, best I've probably seen him play. I haven't seen him play a whole heap. I thought he was pretty good. Sully was unstoppable just about. Poor old, who was on his side? Momorowski was just struggling with him. And it was good. I hadn't seen this guy have a good game yet either, this Sloan, and it was good to see him carve up as well. He's quick in open space. He saved a try. I thought there was no chance of him getting across. Boom. I was like, damn, he's fast. So it was good to see him open up, put it into top gear and start hammering around. But Dragons, where are they sitting? They're in 13th now. For and against isn't horrible. So, who have they got the next few weeks? All right, so they've got Doggies next week. They can get a win there. They've got Tigers They could get a win there. They got Cowboys next week. They could get a win there. Dragons could go on a nice little streak here, if you know what I mean. If they play good, Dragons could get a few wins here. So I don't think they're in like panic stations or anything yet. They should be okay. They should be able to hang in that fighting for the top 8 spot anyway. Everyone was, I was too, pretty much, saying they're going to be way down here. But they could definitely hang around in this 13th to 10th spot over the next 5 to 6 weeks sort of thing. They'll lose a few players over Origin possibly and stuff like that. But I know they'll use Ben Hunt, wouldn't they? Yeah. But he's a pretty key piece to their puzzle. But anyway, that's it, guys. So, we had some good ones. So, what around of footy? Who we got next week? Let's have a quick look. We're nearly there. All right, so week 9 we're up to. So we'll just go over this real quick. So we've got Sharkies, Cowboys. Damn, that's going to be good. Eels, Knights. This is good measuring games for, Cowboys. Sharkies were playing good but not brilliant. Sharkies, they really need to win. Both these teams struggling a little bit. Broncos, Rabbitohs. Damn. Raiders, Dolphins. That was actually a really good game last time they played. Seagulls, Titans. Titans really need a win. Trbojevic might be out. Oh, poor old West Tigers have Penrith. God damn. Warriors, Roosters. Dragons, Bulldogs. Damn. Should be a really good round of footy. Cannot wait for that one. So I'll do my preview video as soon as team lists are available. Tomorrow or maybe the next day. I'm not too sure. So obviously make sure you're subscribed and we'll get you that ASAP. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.